In Maharashtra, Thane residents up in arms. Alleged chemical factories are dumping waste into the river, polluting their drinking water. Mirror Now gets your ground report.
आज कहते हो कि हम दिल्ली की गंदगी साफ करेंगे, तो 2.25 साल तक गंदगी फैला रहे थे.
Confident of a saffron sweep for the third time this Delhi civic election, says the Delhi BJP chief Manoj Tiwari.
What I expecting from you is cap on this private school fees, which we can afford as a parents.
If Modi ji is saying one nation, one tax, then there should be a one nation and one fee.
Parents across Mumbai up in arms, protest against arbitrary hike in fees by private schools. And in Chennai, home flooded with sewage sludge. Residents blame metro officials for negligence. Hello and welcome to the Urban Debate 360 on Mirror Now. I'm Kavita Krishnan. First up, citizens of Badlapur in Thane district allege that they are drinking water polluted with chemical effluents every single day. Citizens allege that chemical factories in the neighborhood discharge their chemical waste into a common nala that flows into the Waldhuni river. This despite a 2016 NGT order which called for a shutdown of 66 factories located in the area. Disha Shah gets us a special ground report.
Yes, absolutely. I'm standing here in the MIDC industrial area in Badlapur, and the reason why me and my camera person, we both have covered our faces is because of the horrible stench coming out from this chemical factories that you see. And the reason is also the nala that you see here. The chemical factories say discharge their hazardous chemical waste in this nala, and this nala is connected directly to the Waldhuni river, which supplies drinking water to the entire Thane district, to areas like Badlapur, Dombivli, Ambarnath and even Vashi for that matter. And because of this, what Mirror Now found out is that every single day what people drink is chemical, water filled with chemical, and because of this thousands of health issues have cropped up to the citizens and residents out here. As you can see, there's a chemical factory here, and just attached there are residential apartments, and residents really face a tough time here dealing with this sort of environment. And in fact, when we spoke to local doctors over here, what they tell us is that every single day they get citizens and residents, they get patients with respiratory problems, asthma related problems, and the number of patients just grow day by day. And in fact, when Mirror Now also tried and got in touch with the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, we did not get a response as we speak, but citizens have started patrolling in this particular area in early 5:30 in the morning or late at night. Chemical factories, they dispose their hazardous chemical waste, and this is what the citizens want to stop. And what they tell us is that they are going to approach each and every authority possible to stop this. This is Disha Shah for Mirror Now.
I have been getting patients a lot these days complaining of yellowish discoloration of the skin, of the sclera, indicating hepatitis. Hepatitis is inflammation of the liver. This happens because of the pollutant water. The worst is the COPD, that is chronic obstructive pulmonary disorders in asthmatic patients. So obviously, because of the pollutant in the air and water on earth, everywhere, the problem is just increasing. We need to do something because of that.
Now the children cannot breathe properly. There are complaints coming from the people. They are having breathing trouble and asthma problems, TB, cancer. This water, everywhere the chemical pollution is there, and nobody is there to control over it.
These factories have been openly dumping their chemical waste in the open nalas, and due to which there is air pollution as well as water pollution, and we are forced to drink poisonous water. We fear for the health of our kids, us and our parents and our grandparents, which is becoming a very dangerous situation here.
Article 21 Constitution of India says it is the duty of the government to protect the life of each and every citizens.
If you can see, right now citizens are forced to drink the pollution poisonous water right now.
बार बार कंप्लेंट करने के बाद भी कोई ध्यान नहीं दे रहा है। यहाँ पे मॉर्निंग टाइम, इवनिंग टाइम पे यहाँ पे बहुत सारी गंदी स्मेल आती है, जो सिटीजन्स को बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है। इवन जो बच्चे लोग हैं, छोटे बच्चे लोग हैं, उनको भी बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, बीमार पड़ रहे हैं बहुत सारे लोग, फिर भी कोई ध्यान नहीं दे रहा है।
And in fact, like Disha pointed out, we did reach out, Mirror Now did reach out to the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, but we've not yet received a response from the agency. But moving on to Chennai now, in yet another incident of a leakage occurring as a result of tunnel boring work of the metro in Chennai, black foam seeped out from the ground into a house. Now, the incident occurred at a place situated close to the metro rail workstation at Washerman Pit in Chennai. Shweta gets us more.
Bentonite used for the construction of metro rail work has been spilled into a house and the complete stretch at Washerman Pit in East Mutaya Street. People here have been saying that this has happened even in the past, last week, but it was in a minor level. But now it has gone into the house and there is a needed amount of chemicals present in that house. Also, what we understand is that the home appliances have been damaged due to this. They are saying that the metro rail officials have not taken any step even the last time that this has happened, and they are saying that they have to provide adequate compensation for the loss that has incurred. In Chennai, Shweta for Mirror Now.
போர் போட்டதில் லீக்கேஜ் இருந்திருக்கணும். அந்த ப்ரெஷரில் இது மாதிரி வர்றதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. போர் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி பழைய காலத்தில் போர் போட்டு அது மூடாமல் இருந்திருக்கணும். அதனால வந்தோம். வேற வர்றதுக்கு வாய்ப்பே கிடையாது.
ஒரு வாரத்து காலத்துக்கு முன்பு இதே இடத்துல இதே மாதிரி வந்திருக்கு அப்படின்றாங்க.
அதே இடத்துல வந்திருக்கு. உள்ளக்க வந்து இருக்கிறவங்க அதை வந்து சப்போர்ட் கோஆப்ரேட் பண்ணலை, சர்வே பண்ணுறது கோஆப்ரேட் பண்ணலைன்னு எங்கள் ஆளுங்க சொல்கிறாங்க. அதை இப்போ வந்து அதுக்கு தகுந்த ஆளுங்களை போட்டிருக்கோம். இனிமேல் தான் அதை நிவர்த்தி பண்ண முடியும். அது என்ன ஏதுன்னு கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க ஒரு சிலர். ஆனால் இப்போ இவங்க வந்து அந்த மாதிரி இல்லைன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. இப்போ அதை செக் பண்ணிட்டு தான் அதை சொல்ல முடியும்.
हमारी लड़की प्रेग्नेंट थी, आकर रहते खुद पर नमाज़ पढ़ते, खुद पर एकदम आवाज़ आया बस को, तो क्या आवाज़ आया तो देखे तो एकदम तो पूरा चिकड़ घर के अंदर रखा गया, आँख पूरा भी एकदम बेकार हो गया था.
Government had to take the step. We need proper resources. We don't want these things. We didn't ask the metropolitan and all. Whatever, many laws, many things has lost here. Many things have to be recommended. Nothing has been followed.
In fact, the CMRL or the Chennai Metro has responded to Mirror Now about the incident. Here is what they said, and I quote, "There was an abandoned borewell dug which was not informed to us prior to the tunnel being constructed by us. During instrumentation, monitoring and while doing our surveys, we always find borewells, but at this point, we have no idea how the slush came out. At the moment, investigation is underway. The problem is that the owner never informed us about the borewell. Now we've begun clearing the slush and inspecting what caused the slush." After inspection, only the Chennai Metro said, only after inspection can they tell us what exactly caused the slush. Time for a short break now, but after the break, parents up in arms against arbitrary fee hikes by private schools in Mumbai. Stay with us. Welcome back to Urban Debate 360 on Mirror Now. The fight to win Delhi civic body has reached fever peak. The gloves are off and parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo voters. In fact, BJP star campaigners are out on the street and are holding several roadshows, all in a bid to connect with the Aam Janta. Milan caught up with Delhi BJP state party head Manoj Tiwari and asked him about the BJP strategy for these polls.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी में बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो 10-15 वर्षों से दरी बिछा रहे हैं, कुर्सी लगा रहे हैं, पार्टी के लिए जी जान दे रहे हैं और उनका एक्सपीरियंस भी संगठन चलाने का बहुत अच्छा है। अब उनसे हम सरकार भी चलवाना चाहते हैं। तो 10 साल तक जो लोगों ने काम किया, अब हम नए फेस ला रहे हैं, नए चेहरे, नई ऊर्जा, नई उड़ान। तो उसके बाद ही तो हम जो चाहते हैं वो पा सकते हैं मुकाम।
जो एमसीडी में बीजेपी के आने के बाद कुछ ऐसी अनऑथोराइज्ड कॉलोनीज हैं सर जहां पे ड्रेन्स नहीं है, सीवर्स नहीं है, लगा नहीं पाई है बीजेपी बिकॉज दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट ने उनको ऑथराइज नहीं किया हुआ है सर। सो आप एमसीडी में बीजेपी है 10 ईयर से, इनकम्बेंसी भी है, बट कैसे इंश्योर करेंगे कि ये सारी फैसिलिटीज उनको मिले?
उसका एक ही साधन है कि अभी हम एमसीडी में बीजेपी को ला दें और फिर जल्दी ही दिल्ली सरकार में भी बीजेपी को ला दें, फिर दिल्ली का संपूर्ण विकास होगा। क्योंकि दिल्ली सरकार में पिछले 10 साल से या तो कांग्रेस रही या आम आदमी पार्टी रही, और ये लोग जनता को लगातार पिन चुभो रहे हैं, उनको तकलीफ दे रहे हैं। इनकी राजनीति है कि एमसीडी के फंड रोक दो ताकि ये जनता का काम न कर पाए, और जनता को तकलीफ होगी तो बीजेपी के खिलाफ होगी। अगर इस स्तर की राजनीति दिल्ली सरकार में बैठे हुए मुख्यमंत्री करें तो मैं समझता हूं ऐसे मुख्यमंत्रियों को, ऐसी पार्टी को डिलीट कर देना चाहिए दिल्ली से।
तो बस एक और सवाल, हाउस टैक्स के इशू को लेकर चीफ मिनिस्टर ने कल ही कहा कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास जाने की जरूरत नहीं है और हम स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू ही ये काम करवा सकते हैं।
तो करना चाहिए था ना, 2.25 साल हो गया। आज कहते हो कि हम दिल्ली की गंदगी साफ करेंगे, तो 2.25 साल तक गंदगी फैला रहे थे। आज आप कह रहे हैं कि हमको मौका मिलेगा तो हम ये काम कर देंगे, हाउस टैक्स माफ कर देंगे। तो 2.25 साल तक क्यों नहीं माफ कर रहे थे? दिल्ली सरकार हो, तुम तो जो चाहो कर सकते हो। उनको लगता है कि दिल्ली की जनता समझ नहीं पाती है। ये जो जमानत जब्त हो रही है उनकी ना, दिल्ली की जनता अब समझदार हो गई।
And as that battle for Delhi gains momentum, we at Mirror now continue with our ground reports from Delhi's municipal wards. Today, we look at East Delhi, widely acknowledged as a corporation that suffered maximum losses due to the trifurcation. In fact, citizens here are so disgruntled with their corporators that they are seriously considering opting for Nota or none of the above option this election. Milan Sharma gets us his report.
This is the biggest problem in East Delhi, which has been the epicenter of at least 5 strikes by Safai Karmcharis since 2015. The reason? Non-payment of salaries and arrears by a civic body that is short on funds. And this mounting garbage and sanitation issue could well be the factor that decides who will win East Delhi.
कूड़ा उठाने वाले नहीं आते हैं यहाँ पे। जो जिस वार्ड में लोगों को रखा गया कर्मचारी, वो एक भी नहीं आता इधर।
In the 2012 MCD elections, citizens were promised door-to-door collection of garbage, better sewage facilities and community dispensaries to control spread of mosquito-borne diseases. But 5 years later, it would seem that time has stood still. Tired by the tough war between the BJP and the AAP in the Delhi government, people are now considering using the Nota option this elections.
जितने भी हम लोगों से वोट मांगने आ रहे हैं, सबसे पहली बात हम यही कहते हैं कि अगर ये गारंटी देते हो कि आप इस एरिया की सफाई रखोगे तो हम एनमॉस सोसाइटी की आपको वोट दिलवा देंगे। और अदरवाइज तो हमने पिछले कई सालों से देख लिया, चाहे वो बीजेपी हो, चाहे वो आम आदमी पार्टी हो, चाहे वो कांग्रेस हो। और इस बार हम लोगों ने सोचा है विल गो फॉर नोटा।
Contesting candidates on the other hand say that opting for Nota is not the solution.
नोटा नहीं देना चाहिए, ये गलत है। नोटा क्यों देंगे? रिजल्ट आने के बाद हम एक एक जनता से एक एक साथ बैठेंगे और पूरी सामूहिक रूप से बैठ के जो समस्या होगा उस समस्या का समाधान करेंगे, सबको साथ लेके।
A large portion of East Delhi is also home to unauthorized slum clusters. 300 of Delhi's 695 Jhuggi Jhopdis are located in East Delhi. The corporation limits also has 1,797 unauthorized colonies, and residents of these areas are denied even basic amenities like drainage, sanitation and clean and potable water.
पानी नालियों का पानी आता है वाटर सप्लाई में, और इसकी अब हम कई बार शिकायत भी कर चुके हैं। और आपके विधायक मनोज जी के यहाँ हमने प्रदर्शन किया था, मटके वगैरह फोड़े थे, वो वहाँ से भाग गए। उसके बाद तो क्षेत्र में तो आते ही नहीं है वो, और हमारी सुनवाई सुनने वाला कोई है ही नहीं।
The opposition has sensed the anger and has been quick to capitalize on citizens' angst.
दिल्ली सरकार ने इनको कहा था कि जहां तुम्हारी झुग्गी झोपड़ियां हैं वहीं पक्के मकान बना के देंगे। झुग्गी झोपड़ी तो दूर, उनका आशियाना भी उनसे छीन लिया उन्होंने। जो एक काउंसलर के अंदर जो भी सुविधाएं होंगी वो हम उनको देंगे।
People in these areas have to fight for even basic facilities like sewer lines and toilets. However, the JJ clusters, people there have accepted this to be their reality. But the residents of the gated colony of East Delhi are tired of failed plans being promised to them by the municipal corporations. And this time around the MCD elections, they will opt for Nota, as they have said. In New Delhi, this is Milan Sharma for Mirror Now.
Let's get you some news from Bengaluru now. The Agara Lake of Bengaluru, once a pristine water body, is now a garbage dump. Yes, Mirror Now visited the lake and found that the lake bed was polluted with garbage, construction debris and sewage pipes. Shrija went on ground to find out more about the lake.
Most of the lakes in Bengaluru have been converted into garbage dump. In fact, this is one of the lakes, the Agra Hormau lake, that has completely been converted into a dump yard. As you can see onto my left, clothes and garbage have been strewn across this very lake bed. Also, you can see the weed and hyacinth. They have been growing uncontrollably, almost covering the lake, half of the lake. Also, as you can see, the sewage has been directly flowing into this water body, polluting the lake. And onto my left, again, you can see the barricades have been completely broken. They have not been fixed, even though the authorities have been alerted about the same. And again, once again, if I can ask my camera person to pan to my left, there's another construction debris which has been dumped on this very Agra Hormau lake. Also, we need to understand that talking to the residents, they told us that very recently, just a week ago, they had a meeting with the corporator as well as MLA of this very area. In fact, they came up with a blueprint to rejuvenate the lake. Also, the authorities, the civic authorities, allocated an amount of rupees 3 crore to just revive this very lake. However, we understand that days have passed, but no work has been on ground. In Bengaluru, Shrija for Mirror Now.
The main issue is that because of the fencing not being available across all sides of the lake, we see a lot of garbage being dumped. There are areas where garbage are being sorted, and this clearly poses a difficulty in terms of health issues.
Last week, the MLA visited this place. We had a walkathon, and he said that within 15 days they will start some work, and within a year they will complete the project. But still nothing has been started, and we are still waiting. Whether we don't know when it will start, or we don't know about it.
The expectation for us is to keep this lake clean, and which shouldn't be a health hazard for any one of us who are staying nearby. Secondly is we want the fencing to be done so that we avoid debris dumping or garbage segregation. Third is we want a walking track. You can see many people coming here for a walk, but then ultimately it's of no use.
Moving on, upset over arbitrary fee hikes by private schools in Mumbai, the parents of the students studying in these schools are staging a protest in Mumbai's Azad Maidan. Parents of over 17 Mumbai schools came together to protest today morning. This comes a day after Maharashtra's Education Minister Vinod Tawde gave an assurance to parents that the management of schools will not be allowed to hike fees arbitrarily.
I just want to give a message that Honorable CM and Education Minister, I'm a salaried person and genuine taxpayer. I don't want free Wi-Fi. What I expecting from you is cap on this private school fees, which we can afford as a parents.
The major issue is that the fee has been hiked every year, when there is a rule very clear-cut setting that you can hike a fee twice in 2 years, once you can do it. So which has not been followed. Secondly, every time they have excuse that we are a minority school, a non-aided school. We want government to see that this loophole has been closed.
इसके बारे में जो नेक्सस है, जैसे कि पब्लिशर्स और स्कूल के बीच में, कि उन लोग को 50% के आसपास उनको डिस्काउंट मिलता है और वो पेरेंट्स को 100% के अंदर दे देते हैं. जैसे
There has to be work which has to taken from the government, because if the government wishes, it can be resolved. We are working parents and we are investing a lot of time and effort in protesting, and right now the fight is about not having the fee hike this year, but in the long run we want a cap on the school fees. That's the permanent solution.
Only one demand is there. If Modi ji is saying one nation, one tax, then there should be a one nation and one fee for schools.
We have full assurance from my ministry, and I think our honorable education minister are with us.
And Mumbai, brace yourself, your arterial roads may not be ready in time for the monsoon because labourers have not been reporting for repair work on these roads. The labourers are in fact subcontracted to work under contractors who have been blacklisted by the BMC. Now, since the BMC had earlier withheld all payments to scam-tainted contractors, these companies have refused to work with the civic body. Disha Shah gets us this report.
Citizens in Mumbai will have to brace for yet another season of bad roads and heavy traffic during monsoon this year, as most of the contractors in the BMC who do the pre-monsoon work, they have stopped working for the civic body after the BMC stopped their payments, after BMC has put their payments on hold. This is a visual that you can see right now, that the half of the road is dug up, but there are no workers working at this point in time, and this is the visual that we are seeing ever since morning. And what we also understand from the fact is that May 15th is the deadline this year that the civic body has put, and the civic body says that they aim to finish all the road repair work so that all the roads can be motorable during monsoon. But if we go by this visual, of course the reality is way too different. Of course, what we understand is that contractors have refused to budge. What they tell us is that they are not going to continue work until and unless the BMC they release.
Time now for a very special story. In a move to ensure that expensive sanitary napkins do not get completely unaffordable, a campaign called #LahuKaLagan is urging the finance minister to exempt sanitary napkins from the new tax regime, GST.
In a country where only 12% of women use sanitary napkins, a campaign has been launched to ensure every woman has equal access to menstrual hygiene and sanitation. Called #LahuKaLagan by She Says, the campaign has been urging Finance Minister Arun Jaitley to ensure sanitary napkins are completely tax exempt.
So for us, it was just discriminatory. Bleeding is not a choice. It is not a luxury. Whichever you can ask, whichever menstruating women, we on an average, we bleed for 4 to 5 days every 3 weeks, and it's a sustained cost. So to systematically target one gender and impose a tax burden on them was just discriminatory.
Sanitary napkins in India are prohibitively expensive. Prices on average for a pack of 8 sanitary napkins range between 28 and 80 rupees. The tax on sanitary napkins is currently as high as 14.5% in some states. When the GST is rolled out, this is likely to increase, making the already expensive sanitary napkin unaffordable.
Even if you consolidate these taxes and you do away with the MVAT and the central tariff and you introduce a GST, we're not expecting anything less than between 12 and 14%, looking at the average rates across the country.
No wonder then in India, nearly 88% of women still use traditional methods like dried leaves, newspapers and cloth pads instead of sanitary napkins. She Says has now roped in influencers to spread awareness about the campaign on social media.
Definitely, with this trending on Twitter and the talk going on about it, it spreads the word more. It creates more awareness. It also makes it's a way of sort of making the government accountable to give us some sort of a response.
Apart from the campaign, the NGO has also sent a legal representation to several ministries and is also looking at other options.
Through the PIL, again, we're asking for, the first thing that we're asking for is that under GST, consider sanitary napkins to be exempted from GST. There should be no tax on GST. That is going to be our foremost prayer. Our second prayer is going to be give us more information on the schemes.
Well, the fact of the matter is there is still stigma attached to the entire process of menstruation in India. In a country where only 12% of women actually use sanitary napkins, the least the government can do is to not make it more expensive. Amata Balachandra for Mirror Now.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Urban Debate 360. For more news and updates, do stay tuned to Mirror Now.